Okay, problem number 1. If solving this equation, 3x squared plus 12x plus 9 equals 0 by graphing, which points below are used to determine the solution? So here's the graph of the equation if it were equal to y instead of equal to 0, so we get that parabola shape. And if you recall from the lessons, the solutions are those two x-intercepts, which happen at -1 and -3. So the answer here is going to be A. Number 2. Find the vertex of the graph of the quadratic function. The vertex formula is x equals -b over 2a. In this problem, a is 1, b is 4, c is 2, but that has nothing to do with anything because the formula only has a and b in it. So vertex, -4 over 2 times 1. That works out to be -4 over 2, which is -2. Now that is just the x. And as you can see, choices B and D both have -2 for x. So you need to find y by plugging that in. So I'm going to copy down this equation, but instead of a variable x, I'm going to plug in -2, which is the answer we just found. So -2 squared plus 4 times -2 plus 2. That's going to be -2 squared is +4. 4 times -2 is -8 plus 2. 4 minus 8 is -4 plus 2. -4 plus 2 is -2. So the answer here is B. Number 2, simplify. In simplifying complex numbers, you just treat I like it's a variable. In this particular example, the parentheses don't really do anything. Sometimes there's a number in front of the parentheses that you have to distribute, but that's not the case here. You can look at this plus -3 and just change it to -3, minus I, minus 4. 2i minus I, those are like terms. That's 1i, and then -3 minus 4 is -7. And if you invert that, you get -7 plus I. That is a positive I, and that is choice D. Number 4, to simplify this, we have to FOIL. So we'll multiply first. That is -3. Outside plus 12i. Inside, negative times negative is positive 7i. And last, -7 times positive 4, that's -28. I times I is I squared. Those are like terms. So I can make this -3, 12 plus 7 is plus 19i, minus 28. But wait, I squared, something that in the lesson I pointed out you have to learn, memorize, know forever and ever. I squared always equals -1. So if you ever have an I squared come up in a problem, you change it to -1. So that becomes -28 times -1, which is positive 28. And now the -3 and the plus 28, those are like terms. You can combine those together, and that is 25. So 25 plus 19i. The answer is D. Number 5, simplify this. So with fractions, you're never allowed to have an imaginary number in the denominator. To simplify this, it's called rationalizing. You simply multiply by I over I. On the top, 5 times I is 5i. On the bottom, -4i times I is -4i squared. Just like I said in the problem before, if you ever have I squared, you change it to -1. So that denominator becomes -4 times -1. So that's 5i over positive 4. Now there is no more I in the denominator, so this is done. This is the answer, and that is A.